To replace a flow meter, the first thing you need to do is take a note of the flow rate. You'll need this for later. Now make sure that all your thermostats connected to this manifold are off and there's no circulation in the manifold pump. Next, you need to close the flow and return to your manifold. If you have the butterfly or ball valves, make sure they are both set to the closed position. If you don't have isolation valves, simply close down the thermostatic head to the 0 position, making sure you take note of the number it was already on. Also, close down the manifold return valve. Your manifold is now isolated from the mains water supply. If you have the white decorator's caps on your manifold, you need to close all of them down. If you have actuators instead of decorator's caps, you can leave them alone as they're naturally set to the locked state. Next, you need to release the pressure from your manifold. Attach a hose to the pressure release valve and drain the water into a bucket. Now the manifold is depressurized. Select the flow meter that needs changing, remove the black locking ring, and lock the flow meter all the way down by turning it clockwise. Using an adjustable spanner, completely loosen the nut on the underside of the manifold bar. Now remove the pipe and the Eurocone. You can now access the other nut at the underside of the manifold bar. This needs to be completely backed off and removed. Now use a spanner to completely remove the nut beneath the flow meter on the top side of the manifold bar. The whole flow meter can now be removed. Place the new flow meter in position and use a spanner to tighten. Place the underside nut into position under the manifold bar and tighten with a spanner. Make sure the pipe, Eurocone and nut are in the correct position and screw the nut tight with a spanner. Now open all the decorator's caps if you have them. Again, if you have actuators, you don't need to do anything to them. Now open your isolation valves to the water mains, or open the thermostatic head to the required number, and open the manifold return valve by a turn and a half. Turn your thermostats on and make sure the pipe loops are cooling for heat so that there's flow in the system. Set it back to the original flow rate that you made a note of earlier. Check for any leaks, and then replace the black locking ring. It's also worth checking that your manifold's pressure valve is open and not tightened up.